You know, for a while there, Toronto's goaltending seemed like a strong point. And the point of this video won't necessarily to say that it is not a strong point. I still think that Stolarz is going to come back, obviously, and we'll go over all that in this video. But, it just is what it is, man. Like, the NHL is always remained the same. Because I always say this to people when I have discussions with them that anything can change on a dime. You can think that you have unbelievable depth in, one position, whether it's the center position or defense or goaltending, because it happens to usually be those positions that struggle with depth. At a drop of a hat, that can change. And we did see that happen with the Anthony Stolarz injury with his knee and the pebble or whatever. I'm not a medical professional, but that's what they're saying. He has surgery or a procedure that he had. Now, we are running into issues with the Leafs goalies. I mean, not Joseph Woll. By the way, Joseph Woll has generally been very good for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, we have to remember and give him credit for that. He's actually started the most amount of games that he's ever started in his career, I believe. We'll actually correct that. He has about 25 this year, according to Hockey DB, which is actually tying his career high. I know that seems a little bit low, but that's right about what Joseph Woll is. And he is a 907 save percentage goalie, which I understand for a lot of people might seem a little bit low, but the actual average NHL save percentage is 900 right now. So that's actually pretty good, although it might seem low. But the issue to me, like last night watching Dennis Hildeby, he just was not good enough in that game. Like, I understand the Leafs scored like one goal, but you just simply have to be better than he was, and he's just not a National Hockey League goalie, at least right now. I'm skeptical that he will ever be an NHL goalie. It doesn't, like, when you watch a certain goalie play, you can really see a difference between his agility. You can see a difference between his ability to even keep up with NHL shots. One of the hardest things that an NHL goalie can do is just have agility and keep up with the pace of play of the National Hockey League and the speed that a National Hockey League shot is coming at you, right? So we did get official word today that the Maple Leafs have sent down Dennis Hildeby and called up Matt Murray. This is obviously the most obvious move that they can do, point blank. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people that rightfully so are going to say, well, hold on, Pixel Plus. Matt Murray was not actually good at all for the Maple Leafs. And I actually do agree with that, but this is still the right choice. You have a young goalie that is clearly not a National Hockey League goalie, or you have a wily veteran who's been very good in the American Hockey League, excellent actually in the American Hockey League. He has a ton of NHL experience, playoff, Stanley Cup rings. At the end of the day, I'm not saying that I think Matt Murray is that great. You know what I mean? I still think that at this point in his career, he's an NHL backup unless he proves otherwise. But my question to people that don't want Matt Murray up is, what other option do you have? Are you going to give the Russian kid that they have down there? Of course not. That guy's never even started an NHL game in his life. And this is what I will say, is that at the drop of a hat, your entire situation with goaltending can change. And also, not that long ago, we did get pretty good breaking news. I think it was a couple days ago that Anthony Stolarz has resumed taking shots. It looks like he's on pace to be a little bit ahead of time. We do have to remember that his procedure, I believe, was just a little scope procedure to take a pebble out of his knee. I still personally think that is kind of alarming from my point of view. I really get nervous when you see a guy that has had knee issues get his knee injured, even if it is a more minor procedure. That still worries me in my opinion. But it is, again, really, really, really good to see him back on the ice, also with Calle Jarnkrok as well. So it looks like both of those guys are eventually going to be coming back for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, let's be clear and let's give credit where credit is due when it comes to Anthony Stolarz. He has been like phenomenal for the Leafs. He's in my opinion, he's been even better than Joseph Woll. a 927 save percentage, 2.15 goals against average in about 17 games. Now, obviously, the disappointing part of it is that he's only played 17 games. I mean, you'd like to see a little bit more than that, but I mean, he is legitimately solidified himself as, I'm not going to say a starting goalie, because again, to be a starting goalie, you need to be able to prove that you can actually play consistently. Number one, I'm not going to say he's a starting goalie yet, but he has that level of talent to be able to put up consistent numbers. And again, I'm sure when everybody was watching that Columbus Jackets beatdown where Fantilli got that hat trick, that every single Leaf fan was like, hey, I wonder how Anthony Stolarz was doing. It's interesting, I was watching Leafs talk as well, and they were essentially alluding to the fact that, like, hey, like, I really, really wonder what Anthony Stolarz is doing. Now, just to touch on Matt Murray a little bit, I don't want Leaf fans to expect too much from this guy. Like, let's be clear, it's not like this guy's fantastic himself. An 879 save percentage is just simply not good enough, not at all. But let's keep in mind, now I know this is going to raise some eyebrows, and I get it, but he does have a 934 save percent average in the American Hockey League as well. That is actually pretty frigging good. Again, goalies are so random, though. Sometimes you have a goalie that is just lights out in the American Hockey League, and he just comes up to the NHL, and it's just such a different game with the speed of the shots that they're just unable to, translate that. Like, I will always say this, that for me, goaltending, this is why I don't make too many goaltending videos, is because goaltending for me is just such a hard thing to analyze. Like, it's really, really complex, and it's so random, and you have a little puck flying at you, and it's so hard to see which goalie is going to be good and which goalie is going to be bad and which goalie is going to be consistent. So again, hopefully Matt Murray can at least be average or around average. Anyways, I am going to leave this video there. I just wanted to touch on the Maple Leafs goaltending situation. If you could make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that, guys, and make sure to have a great day. Goodbye, guys.